All right, in this video, what I want to do is show you how we can take a large group of people, traffic, people that are interested. Some obviously are going to be interested, some are going to be tire kickers, some are going to be clients. And of course, as we all know, we don't know who is who until they kind of run the gauntlet. And so, what we're looking at here in this diagram or this blueprint is the gauntlet. And it's designed this way on purpose. It's specifically designed for people that are very, very busy and who have very little time and who do not want to spend time with people that are not really serious or people that are serious but unfortunately cannot be helped and need to get help elsewhere and need to be guided there. So that's what this is all about. All the clients that I work with are 6, 7, and 8-figure folks that want to make sure that they can spend time with those that they can genuinely help and that are qualified to work with them. Oftentimes, that might mean they need to make a certain amount of money, have a certain amount of money, have a business, or have a specific need. And in this case, that allows my clients to focus in on those that they can help. So, what we're looking at here is off to the left, you've got a content page, and I wrote here real small, but it says hub site. So, let's see if I can make that a little bit bigger right there. So, this is the hub site. And this is kind of where it's a catch-all. So any traffic that might be coming from Facebook or Google, it doesn't really matter, wherever the traffic is coming through, it could come to this page or it could come directly to the squeeze page. And the hub site, if it comes to the hub site here, they're going to get more of a broad, general information about the company, the founders, the different types of services provided, and so forth. And then they can decide at that point, the prospect can decide at that point if they want to go and ascend. If you'll notice, everything is ascending upwards, and that is essentially the client journey. So we're going to ascend them up the value ladder and start providing even more value, but also very specific and tailored value instead of broad. So again, we started out with broad information here on the hub site, but now once we get to the squeeze page, we're very specific, and we're gonna start bringing them into our marketing funnel. And so here, usually there is some kind of a report or some kind of an offer of value, also called a lead magnet, that can be used to exchange value for value. So the value that the prospect is going to get could be that report, cheat sheet, survey, etc., in exchange for their contact information, in exchange for the opportunity to market to them in the future and to possibly serve them as a client. So that's what the squeeze page would do. There is definitely a rhyme and a reason to the way that it is designed and built. Do it wrong and people bounce away from it. Do it right and people give their information. They feel comfortable. Today, a lot of people are on edge about giving their information out because of cyber hacks and hackers and all that kind of good stuff. And so they're apprehensive about wanting to give their information. So if you do this right, you can get their contact information and you can then ascend them again up the ladder. Now, if you'll notice, down here at the bottom, you've got these emails here. And these are emails that we say, the fortune is in the follow-up. So if you don't have a follow-up system, you don't have the fortune. And so online, normally, offline, normally you would get a lead and then you'd have to call them, right? And you'd call them 5 to 12 times. But today, for the busy expert, entrepreneur, course creator, coach, consultant, attorney, doctor, etc., you've got automated emails that are written in a way to tell your story, to tell what you offer, and to use persuasion to get people to come back into the funnel if they don't automatically do it. And the reality is a lot of people are going to come in because of emotion and the hope of getting their problem solved, and then they're going to bounce away or they're going to get distracted. Little Johnny runs into the room and little Johnny wants their attention. It happens to me actually all the time. In fact, it might even happen during this video, who knows? So the email follow-ups get people back into the funnel for you automatically so that you can go about your life, and all you ever really know is that either some people make it to the end of the funnel, or those are the people that you work with, and everybody else is either in that process or they're being followed up and maybe might get started down the line. So emails can be sent out, also SMS can be sent out, even chatbots can be set up at this point to interact with people for you on your behalf through automation. So the next thing that they're going to experience on this particular funnel is a survey. And this particular funnel is going to be for an attorney. So it's going to ask questions kind of like a secretary might do when someone walks into the front door of the law practice. It might have a series of questions, and that allows the attorney, or if it was a doctor, to quickly assess, is this somebody who I can serve or is it not? It also allows the person themselves to assess if this is going to be a fit or not, or at least to some extent, right? So it's kind of a filtering process that allows everybody to kind of see, hey, is this a match made in heaven or not? And so the survey is automated, of course, and it's a matter of a series of questions that ultimately, if they answer enough questions that are positive in the direction to demonstrate that they're a potential client, they're going to go on to the next step, which is the application. At this point, they're going to put their name, email address, phone number, and more detailed specifics so that that information then gets sent to the attorney, and the attorney now knows, okay, look, they've made it through the gauntlet, right? They started out way over here. They then went to the squeeze page. They said, hey, that's right for me. That's what I'm looking for. That's the kind of help I need. Maybe it's workers' comp, etc. They answer a bunch of questions here in the survey. Honestly, a big part of what the survey is meant to do is get them, it's called gamification. And the psychology behind it is that if I can get you interacting with my website, meaning you're clicking and doing what we call micro commitments, small little steps, clicking buttons, then the chances of you filling out this form go way, way up, because you're committing on micro little steps, little baby steps. So it's like going on a date, and first it's coffee, then it's dinner, and then now we're going steady, and then we're engaged and ultimately married, right? And so that's the idea here as we send people up through this client journey. And once they fill out the application, they get a thank you. We'll also get this email down here that confirms that we have received the application. And at the same time, they're going to be this page here, the thank you page, can automatically redirect to the calendar page. And now they can book their own call with you. And so in the end, your experience is it's a wake up in the morning and I've got 5 new booked calls. So they've kind of gone through this whole process on their own, and all you kind of see is on the back end, the book calls. And again, if folks get stuck at any of these steps in the funnel, then you have these email follow-ups that send people back into the funnel. They're using persuasion. Persuasion is written throughout them, through stories, through client case studies, etc., through testimonials that show reasons why they should go back and answer the survey questions and do the application. The power behind the sales funnel is that, I look at a hub site, a traditional hub site, as kind of like Walmart. If I were to walk into Walmart, in fact, when I walk into Walmart, I look in there and I go, okay, this is an established store. It's got lots of great products, but it looks like a sea of products. It is becomes overwhelming for me. And then I start to kind of get a little frustrated, to be honest. And this is literally how I feel when I walk in there, because there's so many aisles and there's so many products, and especially when I bring my little 4-year-old who is antsy and wanting to touch stuff and so forth. And so as a guy, I want to get in there and get out of there. I want to know where it is, that what I'm looking for, so I can go get it. And I don't want to have to go through aisle by aisle to kind of look at all the different products. So the traditional hub site is that kind of an experience for an online user. It's kind of a Walmart. There's usually a lot of different buttons at the very top up here, where it says about us, the services, and those are drop-down menus that become even more confusing, and on and on and on. And so it gets overwhelming. The sales funnel, however, is like an IKEA. If you've ever been to an IKEA, you know that when you first arrive, you park, you go to the main door, and there's an escalator. The escalator takes you all the way up to the very top floor. And as soon as you walk through the door, on your right-hand side, there's a big yellow or blue bag, meaning pick up the bag, right? And so you pick up the bag, because you know that they want you to fill it up with products. In front of you, you see a big arrow, usually a big white arrow, could be blue arrow, and it's huge, right? And it's basically saying, go this way and only this way. And so I start following the big arrow. And on the left side and the right side, I see products that I can put into the bag or that I can order if they're too big. And it winds me all the way around downward until I get to the cash register, which again, the other assumption is I'm going to pay for something. I'm going to buy something. And so your sales funnel is just like that. It's like the IKEA. It's step by step. There's arrows pointing where to go. You can't get lost. Whereas with the traditional website, you can. Although the traditional website is necessary oftentimes for a doctor, for an attorney, because people want to get to, they want to ask themselves, is this, what I'm looking for in general? Does this look credible? Do I really want to work with these folks? Also, it lets them get in where they fit in. So maybe your funnel is all workers' comp, but maybe they're looking more for divorce, or they're looking for something else that's not specific to this funnel. So this general hub site allows you to give them value and help them to kind of get in where they fit in. And if your funnel is geared towards a specific client that you know is your dream client, then that will guide them through the process. They can just follow the arrows until they get to the very end. In this case, instead of it being a checkout, because it's usually going to be, for an attorney, it would be high ticket, it would be booking a call. And at that point, they can come in. But you've got someone who has already gotten to know, like, and trust you. A lot of credibility has been made. So by the time you speak with them, it's just a matter of them signing agreements and exchanging money. So hopefully this was helpful. Thanks so much.